aim of this video is to see if Oxford has a sense of place, referring to the principles in Gordon Cullen's book, The Concise Townscape. My route starts on High Street, taking a right down Queen's Lane, following the alley around to New College Lane. From there I take a right onto Cat Street and another right onto Broad Street. From Broad Street I turn left onto Turl Street and take another left down Brasenose Lane, leading to Radcliffe Square. From Radcliffe Square I then take a right down Cat Lane, ending on High Street. On Queen's Lane we can see the concept of here and there, with the long narrow lanes and towering buildings on either side, also creating a sense of surprise as to what is around the corner. As the long lane continues, the surprise element continues with it, as the tall walls and buildings create anticipation and mystery. The surprise element of the bridge adds intricacy and detail to the area, as well as highlighting the road beneath it, creating anticipation as to what it leads to. Continuing on to New College Lane and taking a left, we are given the view of another bridge which highlights the landmark beyond it, giving the sense of here and there. As the narrow lane opens up onto Cat Street, the sense of space changes dramatically as we get a sense of open space and freedom to walk in any direction. The barriers along the street also create a clear separation of different uses in the area. Walking left onto Broad Street, you can feel the openness of the street and a sense of shared space with no direct indication of vehicle and pedestrianised areas. A sense of closure is also created by the buildings towering around the area from all views. These roads show a great sense of Englishness, with the different variations in theme of the buildings and the irregularity in shapes and colours, as well as different forms of architecture on each side of the road. Turning left down Turl Street, the streets become narrower, but still feel more open than narrow lanes. There is also a clear difference in the use of buildings, as well as the architecture continuing the sense of Englishness from Broad Street. Taking a left down Brasenose Lane, the lane becomes narrower, with a deflection at the end of the lane creating a sense of anticipation. As soon as we enter Radcliffe Square, our eyes are drawn to the Radcliffe Camera Library, the focal point of the square. Here we can see a clear segregation of open space and private space, with the gate surrounding the Radcam Library. Walking down Cat Street, we get the clear sense of being led somewhere, with the high walls towering over the short path, which is then met with the openness of the High Street. Looking back down Cat Street, a sense of surprise but also predictability is created through the deflection of the Radcliffe camera, intriguing people to come closer and get a full view of the building, which also gives a sense of here and there. High Street is clearly a public space with a busier feel and clear segregation between road and pathways, which also holds on to the architecture of Oxford, used as stand-up points along the whole road. To conclude, it is clear that Oxford's old architecture and small alleys create a sense of exploring and wondering when walking around the city, with the deflections of buildings at the ends of alleys and the continuous winding roads making people want to discover more as they walk and create a sense of space. The shared open space around the city also helps in the creation of placemaking. Through the creation of this video, I have learned that Gordon Cullen's principles in his book Concise Townscapes are clearly reflected around the city of Oxford in creating a sense of place.